Hi guys, if you guys are interested in collecting rocks, going rock hounding, these are a few ideas of some of the stuff you might want to bring when you're doing that. Number one is water. Now this might seem like a no-brainer, but water is super important. You need to remain hydrated, otherwise your rock hounding experience is not going to be very fun. Alright, so what's next? See, in the front pouch I've got Ziploc bags. These are just regular sandwich bags. I try to stay away from collecting too big of rocks just because they take up so much room and they're heavy. So if you can find rocks that fit into the bags like this, I think that works good for me. Just whatever works for you guys though. Let's see what else we got. Back here I got Rockhammer. This guy goes with me pretty much everywhere. Rock hammers are really nice for if you're trying to break open rocks like geodes or thunder eggs. You can also use it as a nice digging tool on the back. If you got a really big sized rock and all you want is like this little piece from it, then a rock hammer really comes in handy there. However, if you're using the rock hammer and you're trying to break open rocks, or you're trying to break off a piece so you can take it home with you, you're going to want these. The reason why I say this is because when you're hitting a rock, yeah, it could create like sparks. It could, especially if it's like quartz. Quartz, when pieces break off, they tend to be really sharp, and well, you don't want one coming at you, and yeah, you want to protect these eyes. You need eyes for collecting rocks. It's kind of a necessity. Kind of need to be able to see if you're looking for stuff. So another thing I like to bring is, this is just my personal field notebook. I'll take my notes in here of where I found the rock, the date, location, time. I'll do sketches, that sort of thing. And you don't have to if you don't want to, but as a geology person, especially if you are studying geology or you're wanting to become a geologist or a paleontologist or whatever, or even any type of scientist really, you're going to have to learn to take good field notes. I'll have another video that's really all about how to take good field notes. But for now, this is just something that you might want to consider bringing along with you if you have any desire to record what you're finding, all that. I like to bring this too, just if I'm going a long ways and I don't know the geology, like this is just a Roadside Geology series. This is just Colorado, Roadside Geology of Colorado. It's a really nice book here. It's breaks it down into the different highways and interstates, and then it tells you what you're seeing as you're driving along. The formations, the history behind it, just really neat things like that. So, might be good to have if you're interested. You really don't have to. But this is just something that I really like to take with me. Next thing. This is a Geology Field Methods book by Tom Freeman. I really like this book. It's really handy. Again, if you're not planning on doing much with geology, you just want to collect rocks, that's fine. You don't really have to worry about this too much. But if you're interested, if you want to learn how to do things like take, strike, and dip, how to do stereo nets, how to... Oh, what else they've got in here? Yeah, mostly just using a Breton. It gives you really good steps on that, how to use the right hand rule, that sort of thing. I'll be doing a video on, more specifically on how to use a Breton, how to take, strike, and dip, turn and plunge, stereo nets, that sort of thing. So, pretty handy little book. Next thing. Now this you might want to have, even if you're just out there just for fun. This is a National Audubon Society of Rocks and Minerals. It's a really nice little compact book. Gives you all the information you might need to know about what rock you might be looking at. Gives you your chemical formula, the crystal structure, the similar species, environment, occurrence. It's got some really neat pictures in here. Kind of help you a little bit on seeing what you're looking at. So just a really nice book. There's quite a few more that are like this out there. So if you don't want the National Audubon, there's also like Peterson Field Guide. There's Smithsonian, I think, has one. So yeah, pretty neat little book if you want to know kind of the type of rocks that you're looking at when you're out in the field. Let's see, next thing we got here. I got my rock identification kit. It's just a bunch of different things to test things from, like hardness, how to test streak. Let's see, yeah, we've got glass plates, we got streak plates, we got a little bottle of hydrochloric acid, just pretty weak, like 3%. You can also use household vinegar. It works just the same. Hydrochloric acid is just used for if you're testing if the rock has calcium carbonate in it. You just pour a little drop in here. And if it fizzes, then you know it's got calcium carbonate. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Yeah. So just kind of to help you, because then once you test all the hardness, the streak, the mineral contents, then you can go to here, and then you can kind of narrow it down and figure out what you got. Again, I'll be doing a separate video on how to test streak, how to do hardness, that sort of thing. But for right now, it's pretty handy little bag that I like to keep with me at all times, whenever I'm hiking, or more specifically going out for fossils or rocks. And so that's pretty much it. All I've got in here is just like an assortment of pens, pencils. I've got more Ziploc bags. Yeah, this is just like kind of an example. It's got some of the rocks that I've collected in it, put it in a Ziploc bag, write the date, location, where I found it. Just that when I'm at home and I'm looking back at my rocks, I can say, okay, that's where I found it from. So in case like I don't know what some of these are still, and I want to go back home and study them a little bit more, because I know the location, I can look up the geology of the location, and that'll help me figure out what types of rocks, because certain locations are going to have, they might have more of a copper base if there's any like copper mines around there. Iron, if the rocks around there are known to have high iron content, high magnesium, that sort of thing. So, and that's about it. So once you've got all this stuff, or if you don't want all of it, I think the things that I would recommend for if you are just out there, just you just want to collect rocks just for fun, you don't have any interest in being a geologist or anything like that, some of the things that I would recommend is this guy, the Rocks and Minerals, a rock hammer, Ziploc bags, eye protection, and obviously water and a good sturdy backpack. And yeah, that's probably about it. So I hope you guys learned something. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Just let me know down in the comments, please. And I'll see you guys later.